Look around you. Look at your life. Are you where you want to be? Are you the person you dreamed you would become? For many of us, the honest answer is no. There's a gap between our current reality and our deepest aspirations. We feel this gap every single day. It's a quiet frustration, a nagging feeling that we are meant for more. We have big goals, big dreams. We want to build a business, write a book, get in the best shape of our lives, master a new skill. Yet, something holds us back. Something invisible but incredibly powerful. It's not a lack of talent or a lack of desire. It's something far more subtle, something that operates in the shadows of our daily routines. These invisible forces are our habits. They are the small, seemingly harmless actions we repeat day in and day out. We often overlook them. We think they don't matter much in the grand scheme of things. But we are wrong. These tiny habits are the architects of our lives. They are the building blocks of our future. Each small choice, each repeated action, is a vote for the type of person we are becoming. Over time, these votes compound, shaping our identity and determining our destiny. The problem is, many of our habits are not working for us. They are working against us, quietly sabotaging our potential without us even realizing it. They are the silent killers of our dreams. Think of your potential as a mighty river. It has the power to carve canyons and shape landscapes. It is a force of nature, full of immense energy and possibility. Now, imagine tiny, almost invisible dams being built along this river, one small stone at a time. Each stone is a bad habit. Hitting the snooze button, mindlessly scrolling through social media, procrastinating on an important task. One stone alone does nothing, but over time, hundreds, even thousands of these stones accumulate. They form a barrier that slows the river's flow to a trickle. This is what toxic habits do to your potential. The good news is that you have the power to change this. You can dismantle these dams, stone by stone. You can reclaim your power and unleash the full force of your potential. This journey begins with awareness. It starts with shining a light on these silent saboteurs and understanding how they operate. In this discussion, we are going to expose these toxic habits. We will drag them out of the shadows and into the light. We will dissect them and understand their psychological triggers. We will give you a clear, actionable playbook. We'll replace them with habits that serve you and unlock the incredible person you were always meant to be. This isn't about a massive life overhaul. It's about making small, strategic shifts that lead to remarkable results. The idea that small habits can have a massive impact. It is a fundamental principle of how human beings operate. Your life today is essentially the sum of your habits. How in shape or out of shape you are is a result of your habits. How happy or unhappy you are is a result of your habits. How successful or unsuccessful you are is a result of your habits. What you repeatedly do, the actions you take on a consistent basis, ultimately forms the person you are, the things you believe, the results you achieve. You are what you repeatedly do. Therefore, excellence is not an act, but a habit. The path to unlocking your potential is not paved with grand one-time actions. It's paved with the small, daily choices you make. This is a powerful and liberating truth. It means that you don't need more motivation or more willpower to change your life. You don't need to wait for a sudden burst of inspiration to strike. What you need is a better system. You need better habits. The secret is not to set bigger goals, but to focus on your system for achieving them. Your habits are your system. When you focus on the practice instead of the performance, on the process instead of the outcome, you can enjoy the journey and the results will take care of themselves. This is the core philosophy that has helped millions transform their lives, and it's what we will explore together. So, what can you expect from our time together? This is not going to be a list of vague platitudes. We are going to provide you with a clear, simple, practical framework. We will identify the most common and destructive habits that are quietly holding you back. For each habit, we will break down the science behind why it's so tempting and so sticky. We will explore the psychology of comfort, comparison, fake productivity, perfectionism, More importantly, for every problem we identify, we will offer a concrete solution. We will give you simple, easy-to-implement steps and strategies that you can start using immediately to build better habits and break bad ones. You will walk away with more than just information. You will have a toolkit. You will understand the subtle forces that have been limiting your growth, and you will possess the tools to counteract them. We are about to embark on a journey to reclaim your future. This is your wake-up call. It's time to stop being a passive observer of your own life and start being its conscious architect. Let's begin the process of building a better you, one tiny habit at a time. Let's talk about the most dangerous place you can live. It's not a crime-ridden neighborhood or a war-torn country. The most dangerous place for your potential is your comfort zone. It feels safe. It feels warm and predictable. It's the place where you know all the rules. It's the place where the outcomes are certain. It's the place where failure is nearly impossible. It's the job you know you can do with your eyes closed, watching the same shows, eating the same foods, talking to the same people. On the surface, this sounds wonderful. Who wouldn't want a life of ease and security? But this comfort is a trap. It's a golden cage that keeps you from soaring. Your potential doesn't live inside this cage. Your potential lives in the unknown, just beyond the borders of your current abilities. Growth and comfort are mutually exclusive. You cannot have both at the same time. Every time you choose the easy path, you are casting a vote for stagnation. Every time you shy away from a challenge because you might fail or look foolish, you are reinforcing the bars of your cage. You choose not to speak up in a meeting. You decide not to apply for that promotion. You put off starting that new workout plan. Each decision is small, but they add up, creating a fortress of mediocrity around you. 2 projects at work, familiar or new challenge. The comfort trap whispers, take the easy one. Why risk the stress? Choosing ease feels good in the moment, a quick hit of relief, but you're trading long-term growth for short-term comfort. Your comfort zone is not a safe harbor. It is a shallow pond where your great ship of potential was never meant to anchor. It was meant for the deep, open ocean of possibility. Why is the pull of the comfort zone so incredibly strong? The answer is wired directly into our brain's ancient survival hardware. Your brain is not designed to make you happy or successful. It is designed to keep you alive. It does this by conserving energy and avoiding threats. Anything new or uncertain is flagged as a potential threat. That feeling of anxiety you get when you think about public speaking, asking for a raise, or starting a business. That's your brain's alarm system going off. It's screaming, warning, unfamiliar territory ahead, retreat to what you know. This biological drive is called homeostasis. It's the body's tendency to maintain a stable, constant internal environment. Your brain applies this same principle to your life. It wants to keep things in a state of psychological equilibrium. Your current habits, routines, and skill levels represent this equilibrium. When you try to step outside of it, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol. It creates feelings of fear and anxiety to push you back into your familiar patterns. It's not because you are weak or lazy. It's because your brain is doing the job it evolved to do. Protect you from harm, even when the harm is just the possibility of feeling awkward. This powerful psychological pull creates a feedback loop. You think about doing something challenging. Your brain floods you with anxiety. To make the anxiety go away, you retreat back to your comfort zone. This retreat gives you an immediate sense of relief, which your brain registers as a reward. Your brain learns. Avoiding challenges feels good. Over time, this neurologically reinforces the habit of avoidance. You become conditioned to shrink away from anything that triggers that initial spike of discomfort. You're not just staying in your comfort zone. You are actively training your brain to fear everything outside of it. Understanding this mechanism is the first step to overriding it. You have to realize that the fear you feel is not a real stop sign. It is a biological suggestion, a leftover piece of programming from a time when a rustle in the bushes could mean a saber-toothed tiger. In the modern world, this alarm system is often a false alarm. That discomfort is not a signal of danger. It is a compass. It is pointing you directly toward the areas where you have the most room to grow. The feeling you are trying to avoid is the very feeling that precedes a breakthrough. The longer you stay inside your comfort zone, the smaller it becomes. This is a cruel paradox. You think you are preserving a space of safety, but you are actually shrinking the world in which you feel capable and confident. What was once a comfortable routine can start to feel like a prison. The less you challenge yourself, the more threatening new challenges appear. Avoiding risk doesn't make you feel safer. It makes you more fragile. You lose your resilience, your ability to adapt and bounce back from the unexpected. Think of your skills and confidence like a muscle. If you only ever lift a 5-pound weight, that muscle will never grow. In fact, over time, it may even weaken. If you try to lift a 50-pound weight, it will feel impossibly heavy. But if you consistently push yourself to lift just a little more weight than you're used to, the muscle adapts and grows stronger. Your comfort zone works the same way. By consistently avoiding small risks, you are ensuring that any real challenge will feel overwhelming. You turn down a promotion because it involves managing a team. You avoid social events where you don't know anyone. You never try a new hobby because you're afraid you'll be bad at it. Your world becomes a tiny island of the familiar, surrounded by a vast ocean of "I can't" or "I'm not the kind of person who..." You start defining yourself by your limitations instead of your possibilities. This is how potential dies a slow death. It's not a dramatic event. It's a quiet process of closing doors, one by one. You start to lower your goals to meet your current level of comfort, rather than expanding your comfort zone to meet your ambitious goals. You stop stretching for what you could be and settle for what you are. The tragedy is that you start to believe this is all you are capable of. The cage becomes so familiar that you forget it is a cage and start to believe it is the entire world. So, how do you break out of this trap? You don't do it by taking a massive, terrifying leap. That approach often backfires, as the overwhelming fear can send you scrambling right back into your shell. The key is to expand your comfort zone systematically, one small, manageable step at a time. The goal is not to eliminate fear, but to dance with it. It's about teaching your brain, through experience, that the danger it senses is not real. You do this by taking action that is slightly outside your normal routine, but not so far that it's paralyzing. This is the art of the micro-challenge. A micro-challenge is a tiny, intentional act of discomfort. If you're afraid of public speaking, don't sign up to give a TED Talk. Instead, make it a goal to speak up for just 15 seconds in your next team meeting. If you're shy, don't force yourself to go to a huge party. Instead, challenge yourself to make 5 seconds of eye contact and smile at the next barista you see. These actions are so small that they feel almost trivial. But they are not trivial to your brain. Each time you complete a micro-challenge, you are sending a powerful signal. I faced a small fear, and I survived. Another powerful technique is the cold start. We often wait until we feel ready or motivated, but that feeling rarely comes. A cold start means beginning before you feel ready. Give yourself a time limit. For example, open that document for the difficult report you've been avoiding and work on it for just 5 minutes. Set a timer. The magic of this approach is that starting is the hardest part. Once you've overcome that initial friction, it's much easier to keep going. The ultimate goal is to make discomfort your new normal. The low-grade discomfort of growth. It's about building the habit of leaning into the edge of your abilities. Celebrate these small acts of courage. This creates a new reward loop in your brain. Facing challenges feels good. You start to associate growth with accomplishment, not anxiety. You are no longer a prisoner. You are an explorer, slowly and deliberately expanding the map of your world, one small step at a time. There is a silent thief that follows you everywhere you go. It lives in your pocket, it sits on your desk, it rests on your nightstand. This thief doesn't steal your money or your possessions. It steals something far more valuable: your joy, your motivation, your sense of self-worth. This thief is the habit of comparison. We see their highlight reels, their curated victories, picture-perfect vacations, flawless families. And with every scroll, we feel a little bit smaller. You were proud of your progress. Then you see someone doing it better, faster, with more style. In an instant, your sense of accomplishment evaporates. It's replaced by a toxic cocktail: envy, self-doubt, frustration. You're no longer running your own race. You're trapped on a treadmill, trying to keep up with an impossible, ever-shifting pace. We are wired for comparison, but that ancient software isn't built for the modern world. It's not designed to process an endless stream of curated perfection. We compare our behind-the-scenes, messy moments, unedited moments, difficult moments, to everyone else's highlight reel. The game is rigged against us, and yet we play compulsively. This constant comparison does more than make you feel bad. It actively paralyzes you. Watching others obsessively leaves no time or energy for your own work. The fear of not measuring up can stop you from even starting. Why build your business when someone already has 1 million followers? Comparison turns collaborators into competitors. It turns inspiration into intimidation, slowly killing your potential before it can bloom. Social media is the supercharged engine of modern comparison, and it is a distorted mirror that reflects a funhouse version of reality back at us. People meticulously craft their online personas, their biggest wins, their most flattering photos, their most exciting adventures. Nobody posts about the argument they had, the rejection letter they received. They post the engagement ring, not the lonely nights. They post the marathon finish line, not the painful training runs. They post the successful product launch, not the 2 years of failures that preceded it. We intellectually know this is happening, yet our emotions haven't gotten the memo. This creates a powerful illusion of falling behind. It feels like everyone else has their life figured out. Happier, wealthier, more attractive, and more successful than we are. This constant exposure to idealized images sets an impossible standard. We start to believe that this level of perfection is normal, and that our own, more complicated reality is a sign of personal failure. This dynamic isn't limited to our personal lives. On platforms like LinkedIn, we are bombarded with announcements. It can feel like everyone is climbing the ladder faster than we are. This can breed a toxic form of professional envy. Instead of focusing on doing great work, you get caught up in tracking the career trajectories of others. This diverts your most valuable resource, your attention. The danger of this distorted mirror is that we eventually start to internalize the reflection. We begin to judge ourselves by these artificial metrics. Our self-worth becomes tied to the number of likes we get. We lose touch with our own values. Our goals are no longer our own. They become a reaction to the perceived successes of others. We end up chasing a version of success that we don't even want. This is the ultimate trap of the comparison habit. It makes you a supporting actor in someone else's story instead of the hero of your own. The habit of constantly comparing yourself to others is emotionally draining, and it's incredibly expensive in cognitive terms. Your brain has a finite amount of attention and energy each day. Think of it like a budget. Every time you indulge in comparison, you spend that budget on an activity with zero ROI. This scorekeeping leads to decision paralysis. When you're about to make a choice, your mind floods with what others might think. So doing nothing becomes the safer option. This habit fuels a negative internal monologue. Comparison feeds your inner critic. That negative self-talk erodes confidence from the inside out. The ultimate cognitive cost is the loss of your own voice. Always looking outward for validation makes you lose touch with your internal compass. If playing the comparison game is a guaranteed way to lose, the only winning move is to refuse to play. Shift your focus from the external world to your internal world. Create your own scorecard. Define what success means to you. Define what happiness means to you. Define what a well-lived life means to you. This scorecard is not based on external metrics. It is based on your core values, your personal mission, and your unique definition of progress. Instead of asking, "Am I as successful as that person?" you start asking, "Am I living in alignment with my values today?" One of the most powerful and practical tools to combat the comparison habit is the practice of gratitude. Comparison and gratitude are neurologically incompatible. At the end of each day, write down 3 specific things you are grateful for. Be detailed. This specificity makes the feeling of gratitude more potent. Combine this practice with a focus on your own personal benchmarks. The only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Limit your time on social media. Curate your feeds more carefully. Unfollow accounts that trigger feelings of envy or inadequacy. You are no longer a ship tossed about on the waves of social comparison. You are the captain of your own vessel. Reclaim your joy, protect your motivation, and finally unleash your true potential. Look at your calendar. Look at your to-do list. It's probably packed. Back-to-back meetings. A flood of emails that never seems to stop. You feel busy. You feel stressed. At the end of the day, you collapse onto the couch, exhausted from all the running around. You were in motion all day long. But here's the hard question. Did you actually move forward? Or were you just running in place? This is the core of the busy but unproductive loop. It's the mistaken belief that activity equals accomplishment. It's the illusion of motion. Let's get one thing straight. Motion and action are not the same thing. Motion is planning, strategizing, and learning. It's attending meetings and answering emails. These things are necessary, but they don't produce a result on their own. Action, on the other hand, is the type of behavior that will deliver an outcome. Writing the book proposal, making the sales calls, doing the workout. Many of us get stuck in motion because it allows us to feel like we're making progress without running the risk of failure. It's a form of productive procrastination. Our society worships at the altar of busyness. We have been conditioned to believe that a packed schedule is a sign of a successful life. This cult thrives on shallow work. Our work environment is often designed to promote shallow work. This pressure leads to a destructive habit: task switching. Multitasking is a myth. You're actually context switching. It has a huge cognitive cost. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. More task switching damages your ability to focus. You become trapped, too distracted for deep work, so you fill time with more shallow work, which makes you even more distracted. The constant engagement in shallow work has a steep and often hidden price. The most immediate cost is to the quality of your output. Your best work cannot be produced in 5-minute increments between meetings. Another significant cost is decision fatigue. Your ability to make good decisions is a finite resource. By the time you get to the most important decisions, you have no mental energy left. You end up making poor choices, or more often, avoiding the decision altogether. This state of constant distraction and decision fatigue also bleeds into your personal life. You are physically present, but mentally absent. The ultimate price is the slow erosion of your skills. By constantly engaging in shallow work, you are not just failing to produce value today, you are failing to build the skills that will make you more valuable tomorrow. Breaking free from the busy but unproductive loop requires a radical shift in mindset. You must reject the cult of busyness and embrace the philosophy of less but better. Identify your one big win for the day. Before you look at your email, ask yourself, if I could only accomplish one thing today to move closer to my biggest goals, what would it be? Make that your non-negotiable priority. Distinguish between urgent and important. Answering an email may feel urgent. Writing the first chapter of your book is important. Commit to single tasking and deep work sessions. Schedule appointments with yourself for focused work. Block out a 90-minute session. Turn off all notifications. Close irrelevant tabs. Put your phone in another room. Set boundaries. Get comfortable saying no. Say no to meetings without clear agendas. Say no to requests misaligned with your priorities. Use time blocking. Schedule every part of your day, and include blocks for shallow work like answering emails. Take back control of your time and attention. Stop being a victim of busyness and become the architect of your productivity. Create real value and move forward. Let's talk about the graveyard of good intentions. It's a place filled with half-written novels, brilliant business plans that never launched, life-changing projects that are perpetually almost ready. This is the domain of our next potential killer: perfectionism. On the surface, perfectionism sounds like a good thing, but let's be honest with ourselves. Perfectionism is not about striving for your best. It is a prison disguised as a pedestal. Perfectionism is the enemy of progress. It is the ultimate form of procrastination. The perfectionist gets stuck. You have an idea for a YouTube channel. Instead of just picking up your phone and recording, you spend months researching the perfect camera. You do everything except the one thing that actually matters, creating and publishing a video. This habit is so destructive because it masquerades as a virtue. But in reality, it's a shield. It's a defense mechanism to protect your ego from the possibility of failure or criticism. If you never finish the race, you can never lose. But you can never win, either. You remain stuck at the starting line, while everyone else is on the track, and eventually crossing the finish line. Let's peel back the layers of perfectionism. When you say, "I just want this to be perfect," what are you really saying? More often than not, you're saying, "I'm afraid." The perfectionist lives in a state of almost done. They are caught in the infinite loop of just one more tweak. This loop is governed by the law of diminishing returns. Perfectionists chase the final 20% with 80% of the effort. This obsession with editing and refining prevents you from getting the most valuable resource of all: feedback. Imperfect action is infinitely more valuable than perfect inaction. Volume is a path to quality. Your first attempt will likely be mediocre. Your 10th will be better. Your 100th might just be great. How do you escape the perfectionism prison? You escape by embracing the minimum viable output. Ship the simplest version that still provides value. Instead of asking, "What's the most I can do?" ask, "What's the least I can do to get this into the world and start learning?" This is not about being lazy. It's about being strategic. One of the best practical tools is time boxing. Instead of giving yourself infinite time, give a strict, non-negotiable deadline. This constraint forces you to focus on what's most important. Another key is to celebrate the small wins of completion. Create a new reward loop by celebrating the act of finishing, regardless of the outcome. You start to build an identity as someone who finishes things. It's about giving yourself permission to be human. You have to be willing to be a beginner. You have to be willing to produce B- work on your way to creating A+ work. Your potential is not unlocked by a single perfect act. It is unlocked by a consistent series of imperfect actions. So, give yourself a deadline. Ship the work. Choose progress over perfection, every single time. That is the key that will finally open the door to your prison cell. We have journeyed through the shadows of our daily lives. We have unmasked the 4 great assassins of our dreams: comfort trap, comparison habit, busy but unproductive loop, perfectionism, prison. Each of these habits operates in a subtle, insidious way. They disguise themselves as prudence, awareness, diligence, quality. Each choice, in isolation, feels insignificant. But these stones accumulate. They build dams, cages, walls, invisible scripts running our lives. The central message: your life today is the sum of your habits, which means your future is something you can build. You are not a passive victim of circumstance. You are the architect. The incredible power of compounding works both ways. Negative habits compound into limitation and regret. Positive habits compound into skill, confidence, and achievement. You just need to start. Identify one small toxic habit and replace it with one small positive one. Take one small step outside your comfort zone. Choose gratitude over comparison for a moment. Dedicate 15 focused minutes to your most important task. Ship one imperfect project. This is how real, lasting change is made. So let's make this real. A simple 3-step action plan. This is your starting block. First, identify and isolate one habit. You cannot fight a war on 4 fronts at once. Choose one. Make it so easy you can't say no. This is your target. Second, schedule a single, small action. Replace the bad habit with a good one. Schedule a 5-minute micro-challenge. It's a meeting with your future self. When the time comes, honor that appointment. Third, review and reward. At the end of the day, take 60 seconds to acknowledge what you did. Say it out loud. I did the hard thing today. I chose growth. This is how you build momentum. This is how you turn a single action into a lasting habit. One domino at a time. The power is in your hands. Start now.